Personally, I dread every single time that there's a new firmware update for my Bose NC 700s because unfortunately, Bose's software department hasn't had the best reputation recently. The last few firmware updates for my Bose NC 700s either took a long time, took a few tries, or I did have this bug where my headphones would just randomly pause my music. But the biggest reason why Bose's software department has gotten a poor reputation over the last few months and years is because when the Bose NC 700s were first released, Bose pushed out a new firmware update for their Bose QC35 Series 2. And unfortunately, that new firmware update did reduce the effectiveness of the active noise cancellation on the Bose QC35 Series 2. Now, Bose denies that firmware update had anything to do with the active noise cancellation on the Bose QC35 Series 2. But both I and a few other YouTube channels out there did notice a performance decrease after the Bose QC35-2 got that new firmware update. But also, when the Bose NC 700s first came out, there were a lot of new NC 700s that just wouldn't connect to Bose's music app. I actually had to swap out my first pair of NC 700s for these NC 700s because I was having that issue. So I hope by now that you understand why Bose's software department has gotten a poor reputation over the last few months and years, especially among the Bose user community. So basically, I decided to try out this new series where I basically update my Bose NC 700s to the latest firmware update and make sure that it's safe for you. Because personally, every time that I update the firmware on these headphones, I'm always paranoid that it's going to affect the active noise cancellation on them somehow. But thankfully, this new firmware update did go rather smoothly. It only took one try and it took about 10 minutes to complete. But more importantly, the active noise cancellation on these headphones hasn't been changed whatsoever. But so that you can see for yourself, we're going to jump into an ANC test. So, like you may have just seen, thankfully the active noise cancellation on these headphones hasn't been changed. But something that has been changed is their app. And clearly Bose took a lot of inspiration from Apple's Control Center. Now, they changed the layout of their app and made the volume rocker more pronounced and compressed the active noise cancellation slider. But something that Bose did bring to the front is their new EQ settings. Because before, if you wanted to adjust the EQ on these headphones, you would have to go looking for them in their settings menu. But now, they're just one tap away. Now, even though you can now raise the bass on these headphones, I still maintain that these headphones are better suited for people who like a neutral or vocals-focused EQ, because no matter how much you raise the bass on these headphones, they aren't going to physically rattle your head like Sony's headphones do. The bass on Bose's headphones strictly just resonates, and I found that if you raise the bass on these headphones too much, then they just start to sound shallow. But something that I do feel that Bose should add here is being able to save your own preset EQ settings. Because personally, when I'm going to listen to music, I do like to use a neutral EQ, but when I'm going to watch movies, I do like to switch over to a more bass-heavy EQ. But something that Bose has completely gotten rid of is their Bose AR app. Now, Bose did quietly remove their Bose AR app in their previous app But a few weeks ago, Bose did officially come out and say that they were ending development for Bose AR. Now, honestly, I'm not surprised, but I am starting to wonder what is going to happen to Bose's sunglasses that have built-in speakers, whose main selling point was Bose AR. But with all that being said, for me, Bose's latest 1.5.1 firmware update for the Bose NC 700s is safe. It only took about 10 minutes to update, and it only took one try, which I do feel is important to point out, because the last few updates did take much longer, and some of them did take multiple tries. Bose's new app layout takes a lot of inspiration from Apple's control center, but the biggest change here is that Bose's EQ settings are now front and center. But more importantly, with any of Bose's firmware updates here on out, the active noise cancellation on these headphones hasn't been changed. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.